so many people got mad for no reason.
Mad as like
They're
angry.
mad.
I was like, oh my God, I'm sorry.
They were all coming for Shoddy. They're like, why are you so pressed? Like, why are you bitter?
I know. I was like, y'all.
Welcome back to episode 7 of the Realest podcast in the world. Nothing outside. We are famous now, people. We are famous. We hit 2-point-something K on TikTok. We're about to hit 600,000 views on a video. We're famous. Don't talk to us no more. No, I'm just kidding.
Just kidding.
Welcome back to the Realest podcast in the world. We're here with me, Michael Belingit, and my
Shoddy.
co-host. My bad.
So sorry. Shoddy Bakhtiari.
And Grace Spencer.
These, if you didn't know, were strangers from the first episode. We did not know each other until the first episode of this series. And now it is episode 7. Episode 7.
It's the lucky episode or the
Oh,
unlucky
yeah.
episode.
Yeah, this could be the last
Yeah,
episode
I know.
ever.
Apparently, most podcasts, this is according to Michael, only make it to like 7 episodes.
Really?
Yeah, apparently. I don't know. Who
Is that a
knows?
statistic?
Is that true?
I don't know. I just saw it on another podcast.
Oh, okay.
So this is the
So,
cursed or the blessed episode.
Make or break.
So yeah, welcome back. Welcome back, Grace.
Welcome back. We missed
She's
you.
been
I'm-
gone for
So
ever
many
for a
days.
week.
A whole week.
A whole
Yeah.
entire
I'm
week.
glad my presence made a difference.
Yeah, it made a difference. It felt so quiet. Like if you watch the episode, it's really like dead in the beginning.
Yeah.
Oh,
And then
wow.
once we get into like the
And then we start talking about aliens and
once
shit.
we get into the alien talk, then
Hi,
it's like,
Kevin.
yo, what's up, Kevin? What's up?
Hi.
Kevin, you know we're famous now? Why do you have a knife in your hand? Oh, that's not a knife. That's a surfboard. You know we're famous now? On TikTok? Yeah, we're famous. We're kind of popping
We
off.
blew up because Shoddy got controversial.
I did. It
and-
was not even controversial. It wasn't even controversial.
We got like
Yeah.
600K on a TikTok. We're famous now.
Thank you, guys. Thank
We're
you.
famous.
Yeah.
Guys, we got some good news. Sunday. Go ahead, Grace.
Okay, guys. I'm proud to announce Michael and I are officially media and design majors.
Oh, that was cute. That was
We
really
applied back in late
Oh, that's
January.
smoky.
It was late January, right?
Yeah.
And we just heard back and we were accepted into the program of our choice, which is the JMU SMAD program, which stands for School of Media Arts and Design. And I am a creative advertising concentration. Michael.
And I'm digital video and cinema.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
And he has
we're
a podcast,
so
so.
excited. We just found out today. Michael texted me.
Today? No, we didn't. That was
Yeah,
yesterday.
Yesterday. I'm
All right. You
my
ruined
B.
it.
My B.
Redo.
Cut the cameras. No. But yeah, Michael texted me and was like, "Did you hear?" And I rushed to check my email. Thankfully, we both got in. It would have been really
Yeah. Why did you
Sad.
ask?
I don't know. I had no doubt that. Yeah, sorry for this noise, guys.
I don't think it's gonna
Maybe.
go there. I don't think
But yeah,
it's-
so we both were in the College of Business. We were both marketing
Not
majors
fucking
actually.
sucks. I'm just
Now
kidding.
we're out of Cobb. So
Yeah, we're free from the College of Business, thankfully. Even
I'm so
though
excited.
it's a great school, but
It is.
we're free.
Okay, guys, comment clapping emojis in the comments for them.
Clapping
I'm
emojis.
so
Thank
proud of
you.
them. I was lit. I
What if
literally-
they're listening?
Oh, okay. Well, then clap out loud for them if you can.
Yeah, whoever's listening or watching, I want you to take your right hand, and then take your left hand, and then continuously hit them together.
Just like this. We're doing a tutorial. I texted them in our group chat, and I was like, I can't believe I'm with 2 SMAD majors now. I'm so
Mhm.
proud of you guys.
Thank
was
you,
really
thank you.
exciting.
Thank you, Shoddy.
Happy International Women's Day to you two.
Oh,
Oh
thanks.
yeah, thank you.
Happy International
And
Women's
to
Day.
all the women
to
out
every
there,
woman out
you
there.
guys are amazing, and keep doing what you're doing. Yeah, as long as what you're doing is good. But yeah, last night we blew up on TikTok, kind of,
A little bit.
a little bit. We like from relative to what we had like
Before.
70 followers,
Yeah.
and now we're like a million.
24K. 24K, 2.4K, sorry.
2.4K, something like that.
I was close.
We can go live now. So
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
we have
really
like
fun.
we're about to hit 600K on one of the TikToks, and I'm pretty sure when I posted it, I was like, I bet you this one's gonna go viral, but I only said that because I thought it wasn't. Like it's the ones that like take the least amount of effort. I swear.
True.
I swear. But yeah, you think we're gonna hit a mil on that?
I don't know. Maybe.
It's possible if it keeps like getting traction. But I don't know. I think in general on TikTok we are gaining traction. We went live for the first time today. We got a pretty good amount of viewers. We talked to the OGs. They gave us a little message to put up on that whiteboard right there, or blackboard. That was a lot of fun.
Mike
Yeah.
is covered.
Mike is covered.
Yeah,
Mike is covered.
That's the inside joke. If you're an OG, you know.
If you're an OG, you get it.
What's
love
interesting
you
about the SMAD thing and the TikTok thing, I manifested both of those. I literally spoke it into existence and it happened.
Michael, do you actually manifest?
Yes.
Do you
I
set
literally have a
intentions?
quantum possibilities journal.
That's really cool.
So you're into it.
I'm into it.
Do you set your
and it's from
intentions,
Charlie
though?
Rocket.
Oh, Charlie Rocket.
Yeah, that's what got me into
What
it.
is that?
What is it, Mr.
Charlie
Mr.
Rocket,
Winning Streak?
the Winning Streak dude.
Mr. Winning Streak.
Oh,
the guy
oh.
that follows him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one I got his
influencer
number
guy.
and
Right,
stuff.
right. Yes. Now I remember.
Oh yeah, they don't know that though. That was on our dry run.
Oh shit, you're right. Tell him the story.
Let's get into manifestation. All right, so I see the people believe in two things. Is there a third one? There's manifestation and like jinxing. Those are basically it, right?
Yeah.
You kind of believe in one or the other, right?
Yeah, that's true. Because you either think that like it's like either the law of attraction or like if you speak about it, it's like speaking it into existence, or like if
Yeah,
you
law
speak
of
about it
attraction.
can't happen type thing.
Yeah. So what
Yeah.
do you guys believe?
Okay, so growing up, I was huge on the if you talk about it, it can't happen. Like I was always like if I would like apply to something, or if I was like doing like an audition or something, like I would tell the least amount of people possible. Mostly because if I didn't get it, I didn't want to be embarrassed. And also because I was like, if I talk about it, like it's already happened, then it's not going to happen. But then as I started learning more about manifestation, I was like, well, shit, like these people are like, you see so many people who seem to literally manifest things like out of thin air. So I don't know. I low key am starting to vibe with manifestation.
Manifestation is huge right now. Like I feel like this, like especially in 2020, it started picking up. Like at least on my For You page, I just started seeing a ton of stuff about like crystals, like journaling, like writing things into existence. To be honest, I am a little skeptical of it. I mean, to be fair, like I've never tried manifesting, but I also like personally don't believe that like I as an individual like have the power to like control like the fate of the universe.
Right.
You know what I
that
mean?
makes sense.
Like, yeah, that's just my take on it. But I know some people are so big
Yeah,
on
I
it
used
and,
to
like,
be-
swear
I'm
by
not
it.
huge on it. Oh, you scared me. Oh my god. I didn't even know you were down here. We're talking about Charlie Rocket, that big boy.
Mr. Winning Streak.
Mr. Winning Streak.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we first found out about him, me and Kevin were yelling, Winning Streak! like every day.
It's
And
really
it was
funny.
pretty bad.
Everything's quantum.
We're quantum. Bro, have you even watched any of the podcasts? Bro, you need to. You're listening to podcasts now, right? Bro, you need to. Watch it. Bro, I swear. You're going to be so hyped after you watch it.
You're gonna think
Watch it,
quantum
literally.
possibilities.
All right, so before, I think I was in the jinxing. I think. Sounds like you're peeing.
I feel like the listeners definitely have no idea what's going on right now. It's Michael's roommate.
My roommate's girlfriend is peeing into a cup. But anyways, so what was I saying? Fuck. Oh yeah,
about
manifestation. So, you know what? Keep talking real quick.
Okay. About jinxing. Yeah, I low-key still kind of believe in jinxing though, because here's the thing, like I feel like I low-key jinx myself all the time. And I don't know if I do it on purpose, but I always feel like I jinx things, or I'll like talk about something and then like the opposite will happen. I'm like, oh, fuck. So that's just why that's what I think about jinxing.
I mean, but if you like seriously believe in jinxing, then wouldn't manifesting like cancel that out? So
That's
like
what I'm
wouldn't they
saying.
cancel each other out to the point where everything is?
that's what I'm saying.
So,
So
like-
I'm just like confused.
basically-
So like, wouldn't that make both invalid?
No,
in a way?
No.
it'd make
'Cause they-
manifesting
yeah, it
right.
makes
Because if
manifesting
you
right.
believe in jinxing, that means you're putting the negative energy out there and you're manifesting that
happening.
negative thing.
Yeah.
So that's manifesting.
Like that's how I was saying like the opposite thing happened. So I'm like, oh shit, I'm thinking
basically you're
the wrong
manifesting.
way. You're essentially manifesting the negative.
the
thing,
negative.
but it's still
Yeah.
you're still because
It's
when
the
you put
law of
out
attraction.
when you put out that because yeah, exactly, you're putting out the negative energy, and so the universe is reading
so
that,
that's-
and the
you're
negative thing is
basically-
happening to
so,
you.
boom, do you believe in manifesting? All right,
That's
this
really
is
You actually get lawyered into believing into manifesting.
my quantum possibilities journal. All
Dun
right.
dun dun.
So, I'm out of breath. Oh my gosh.
He ran down the stairs.
It was
Athlete.
September 12th, 2020. I watched a podcast, Impulsive, and the guest was Charlie Rocket.
Charlie Rocket.
and it changed my outlook on life forever. Ever.
Can you do an echo?
Forever.
That sounded cool.
That was pretty cool. So yeah,
I assume it was
basically, his thing, his brand, I guess you could say, is winning streak. How do I explain this? I kind of forgot everything.
This podcast changes life.
So his story was like, this is how he explained it. I'm gonna explain it exactly how he explains it. Hold on. Levels. Keep having to adjust the audio levels. All right. So basically, he was like, I wake up every day, and people buy Lamborghinis for happiness. They buy houses for happiness. I wake up every day, and I buy coffee for $2.40, and I'm happy. I'm on a winning streak. And he starts his day every day with that winning streak, and then he keeps looking for these wins. Like, I got a parking spot, winning streak. I woke up today, winning streak. Pat got a green light, winning streak, and he keeps getting these wins, and they keep adding up, and then eventually it attracts bigger things, and it keeps going. Because if you wake up and you're like, oh, it's gonna be one of those days, you're gonna attract the bad. And how many times have you guys woke up and you're like,
You could just
and
feel
then,
it.
and then it
Yeah.
just, and then it keeps
I'm gonna just-
tumbling, it keeps snowballing, and then you're just like, fuck.
It's just a bad day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But if you have this winning streak mentality,
Like every day.
you keep it going. So that's the thing. And then another thing, this is how he scientifically explains manifesting.
Okay.
Quantum physics. There's a study that took like it took I don't know if it's an atom, but they put like I'm gonna break it down. Say there's like two doors and then a brick. So they threw a brick and it went through both of the doors. And then they're like, how could it be like that? But this is like atoms and shit. How could it be like that? Albert Einstein was like confused and stuff. This was like a while ago. It's quantum physics, yeah. And the explanation was that everything is if you drop a pebble into a pond, what happens?
A ripple.
Ripple effect.
Yeah. So if it was a ripple, could it go through both doors?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
technically, yeah.
Yeah.
Wait.
So like if there were like two entrances right here, and you drop a pebble, the ripple, it can go through both of those things.
ways, yeah.
So now what the study said was everything is a vibration, right?
Vibes.
Everything's a vibration. So that means we're interconnected with like everything. It's like waves.
I have heard like stuff about that, like
And I could be explaining like this completely wrong, but
yeah, I mean, like, to kind of build off what you were saying about the vibrations, like, this is just stuff I've heard, like, I've happened to hear about this from, like, YouTubers and stuff, but they talk about, like, whatever kind of, like, your mood and, like, what you say and just, like, your outlook on life, like, you're giving out a vibration because, like, you're made out of atoms
yeah,
and they're
exactly.
vibrating at a certain level. So, like, whatever level you are vibrating at is like what you will attract in the universe, kind of.
Exactly,
like, I'm not necessarily saying that I like believe this or like swear by this. I don't manifest, like, I don't practice this stuff, and I am not like educated to speak on it, I guess, but this is just what I've heard. Like, I'm no expert is what I'm saying. This is just what I've happened to hear. So
Yeah, so he has a bunch of stories on things he has manifested, and like he would always write these things down. And can you look up the success rate on like the difference on whether you write down your goals or not? Because I'm pretty sure it's like a big percentage.
I have heard that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's like a actual like statistic on it. But yeah, he talked about all these things. Like one big thing, he was like 300 pounds with a brain tumor. He was working the hip hop industry as a manager for 2 Chainz.
Oh wow.
And he was like, he wrote down, I want to be a Nike athlete. And like, bro, if someone says that to you and you're like, if I said that to you and I was like 300 pounds, you'd be like, yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
But like, yeah.
So it says, oh, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
It says, it may sound like a cliche, but there's some truth behind writing down your goals and accomplishing them. In fact, you're 42% more likely to achieve your goals if you write them down on a regular basis.
42%.
That's pretty
Like,
good.
why would you?
That's from
That's a
management30.com. So I don't know how.
That's a lot, though.
reliable
Like,
that
why would you not do it?
True.
I think a lot of it is like accountability almost to yourself. Even if you're not
Mhm.
showing anyone else, you're kind of like promising yourself that. You're saying, okay,
True.
I'm putting it in paper, I'm putting it in a physical form, and then like internally that kind of like gets the gears turning.
40%, 42% is
That's
a lot.
That's a
Even
big
like
margin.
10% is
That's
a
a
lot.
big
Yeah.
margin.
That's a
42% is a
lot.
really big margin. Do you guys believe in like reading people's energies? Do you like so to like you know when you meet someone and you kind of like get a sense, you feel like you already like get a sense of what kind of person they are, not like fully, like you obviously don't know
Mhm.
anything about
Yeah.
anyone, but like when you meet someone and you just kind of like
I don't know.
feel their energy. Does
I
that
don't
ever
know.
happen?
I
That's
mean,
just first impressions, right?
Right.
I don't know.
I think-
don't think so.
upon like meeting someone, I think you can kind of tell if they're like genuine, like
Mhm.
just basically, I mean, it is a first impression, so you can't always rely on it, but you do get like a vibe from certain people.
Yeah.
Like I know, I don't know, like with friends and stuff, you'll like bring up a certain person and they'll be like, I don't know, I just get a bad feeling about them.
Yeah.
And like
Like
even
the gut feeling.
Yeah.
yeah,
I have a
and
pretty good success
I
rate
feel
with
like
that.
often it turns out to be right.
Yeah.
Like it's just those cues, like those subconscious cues about someone that they just could give off a bad vibe to you for whatever reason.
True.
You know, even if you can't pinpoint
True.
it. It's really interesting.
It is.
All right, real quick to finish that. Back to Charlie Rocket. So he said he was going to be a Nike athlete, and he wrote
Mhm.
down, I'm going to be a Nike athlete, and I'm going to be in a commercial with Serena Williams and LeBron James. Like he said that.
Mhm.
And this was like when he was like huge, a
Mhm.
brain tumor. And then like a few years later, he got in a commercial with them.
That's crazy. That's really crazy.
That
actually.
long story short, like he's manifested so many things like that, and it's crazy.
That's really cool.
That's
Like, and
so
he ran
specific.
an Ironman. You know what an Ironman is?
Yeah.
It's like a marathon, and then
Like
you like
the-
swim a few miles, and then you bike like 100
Yeah.
miles.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's
It's
really hard.
crazy.
It's really hard.
So I have my share of manifestation. So like the SMAD thing, I was going through it last night. The first time I wrote it was like in September. I am a SMAD DVC major. So his thing is you write it down and act like you're at the finish line already. So like it
Oh.
already happened. And then every time you write your goals down, you write, it's already said and done. Time just hasn't caught up yet.
Wow.
I like that.
So yeah.
I really like that.
So like all your dreams are already yours. You just gotta wait. And of course, I mean, you can't say that and do nothing, of course.
right.
But,
Yeah.
But
yeah,
Wait, so has everything that you've manifested
everything
actually happened?
No. Some stuff, yeah, though.
that's really cool.
But like
But I mean,
enough-
these things could be waiting to happen. Like I've written some crazy shit down, and when these things happen, I'm going to look at this and be so amazed.
be really excited.
Bro, I kind of believe in this shit. Like not like 100%, but like why wouldn't you? 42%, that's a
Yeah.
lot. So yeah, I wrote down I'm a SMAD DVC major. Like I used to do this every day, but now I don't.
Mm-hmm.
I did it every day until like December.
Well,
from,
I've
like,
actually
September.
read that, like, if you don't believe it, at least obviously, like, be skeptical of things. But I've read that if you're trying it out and you don't believe it, like, there's just no way it's gonna happen if you're not like convinced, and if you're not like fully
Mhm.
like.
You gotta fully like you can say you fully believe it and manifest
Yeah.
it, but if you truly like, I truly knew I was gonna be a SMAD. Like I told Grace I had no like
Doubt.
doubts.
Yeah.
Like I
Mhm.
knew it
Yeah.
was, I knew it was gonna happen. This podcast, I knew it was going to be what I thought it was. Like that one episode, I don't know if it was a released one, where you were like surprised how it turned out, how I pictured it to turn out.
Yeah.
And I just knew. Like, what's something crazy here? Last night, before the TikTok blew up, I said the TikTok was going to blow up.
He literally did say that, though.
No, like it's written
and
down.
And he said it to us, too.
It's in here,
He
like
did
the day before.
In the group chat, you were like, oh, it's going to hit this amount. It's going to hit
tingle.
10K, you said, right?
Yeah,
now it's at like
it's like 600K or something.
It's crazy.
So, yeah, we're famous now. Any last thoughts on manifesting? I feel like I had something else to say, but
I think something that's interesting, this is not really fully off of manifesting, but the idea of like it is, but setting your intentions, I think even if you're not trying to manifest, it's really interesting to like set your intentions for just your everyday life, because it seems like it's very like purposeful. And I feel like that's kind of like how you were talking about, is like having a foundation for like everything being a foundation for what you're going. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Stop saying like.
I didn't even say it that much.
I've been waiting for that the whole time. Stop it.
Stop.
Oh my god.
No more like.
I'm just not gonna talk.
For the listeners, he's spraying Shoddy with silly string because she said
That's
says
what I
like
went to
too
Dollar
much.
Tree before I picked you up.
Oh yeah, I asked Michael what he got from Dollar Tree, and he just like was being all mysterious.
Because I was watching the last one. I was like, I'm gonna silly spray both of us every time. You know what, Grace? You silly spray us every time you say like.
All right, I'm
just don't get it in the mic.
You know what's interesting? Like last week, my roommate and I were talking about silly string, and we were like, we've never. It's been like at least
smells so bad.
Probably like 5 years
but anyways,
since I've touched.
Continue what you're saying. I'm so sorry.
Okay. I don't remember what I was saying.
Oh,
you're saying
being intentional.
Oh yeah, I just think the idea of being intentional is really interesting, and I think that that's something that this is the confetti.
I was like, why is it green?
This is the confetti.
Being intentional, yeah.
And I think that that's something that's really important, even if you're not in the wheelhouse of like manifestation, but rather just like with setting your intentions and being a attentive person. I think intentions are really important. So I think that's something that's been very interesting, like especially as I've gotten older.
What does that look like in everyday life? Like, can you expand like what you mean about like setting your intentions?
Well, I think that it can be in a multitude of different ways. I feel like the idea of just having a to-do list is setting your intentions. Obviously, those are like objectives, but being able to put your thoughts into one and like have this sort of idea of what you're going to do, or at least like an idea of what you plan to do, I think that's really cool as well.
So does that like, I feel like oh my gosh.
Whoa, spray your bro. Shoddy spray.
Okay. For example, writing down your goals. I guess that ties into like what Michael was just talking about, but sorry, you're making me laugh, Michael.
What?
You're like holding that up to me. I'm scared you're gonna spray me.
The giggles.
So like when you say being intentional, do you mean in writing down goals, for example?
Well, more so in having a sense of direction with what you're doing, because I feel we've all sort of felt like directionless and almost hopeless, especially with the pandemic and stuff like that being able to sort of guide yourself, even if it's not something big, like even if it's just like doing my laundry today, like or like watching or even finishing this TV show, even it doesn't have to necessarily be something like productive, but the idea of, it's almost like, oh, this is so cliche, romanticizing your life, but sort of in that wheelhouse of giving yourself like a reason and giving yourself a purpose. I feel like that has like been a sort of mindset that I've wanted to get into, because I feel like I felt so like trapped within this like idea of being in like the pandemic and being within my four walls of my room, like going kind of crazy. So I feel like that's kind of something interesting, and like it comes off of manifestation. You don't necessarily have to manifest to set intentions, but having like an intent is kind of cool. I think
that would definitely help with like the monotony of like everyday life. Sometimes you just get in that groove where like things just start to get boring and every day feels the same. But I guess if you set intentions like you were just talking about, that can really help with that kind of thing.
Every single day feels like the exact same day. I don't think I've ever had a different day in my life. I woke up on
In
Saturday.
Your whole life?
No, since the
or
pandemic.
since the pandemic.
Since the pandemic, sorry. I woke up on Saturday and I started freaking out because I thought I slept through my class. I genuinely had no idea. I didn't know what class and I didn't know what day it was. And that was for like 10 minutes. I was like, oh my God. I was like, what the fuck happened? And then I realized what day it was.
Have you found a way to like spice it up?
Not
Or
really.
can
Not
you
yet.
like think of a way?
Not yet.
How
But
about
I'm
you,
trying.
Grace? Is there any,
What's spicing up my everyday life?
yeah, or for those who feel like they're living in the same day every day. What are you doing, Kevin?
So like I guess especially during the early stages of the pandemic when everyone was like really freaking out and people were like very scared to leave their houses, I know it was really hard, especially like for my family. Like it was extremely monotonous, and so like I did look into it a little bit, and I know a lot of people also were really trying to stay positive. So like I saw some like messages about some simple ways to spice up your everyday life, just small actions to take that can like make a big difference in the long run. Like for example, like scheduling like a FaceTime call with a friend to catch up, or just like scheduling things in your week to look forward to, or each day. Even something as small as trying a new recipe for lunch or something like that can make a big difference and just make life feel a little more interesting. Like I remember talking about this with my sisters actually, because we all were just kind of feeling like sluggish and like in a slump, you know. But like just doing things like that, or I don't know, like creating a playlist or taking a new route on a walk, like just tiny things like that just make life feel a little different, you know. It actually just makes a big difference in the long run, and that's like what I tell friends too that like are feeling that way. Sometimes it's easier said than done, but like little things like that.
On that on a bigger note, trying different things can lead to so much more than you could ever imagine. Like if you trying different hobbies, you don't know if you like something unless you try it, and trying something new could be your dream job or whatever in the future, and you never knew that.
Yeah, no, going off of that, actually, I had a friend, my friend Kyle. I don't know if he's listening, but in high school, I remember his motto was seek discomfort, because it was off of these YouTubers that he watched. I forget what they're called, but like it's basically about that, just like doing things to expand your comfort zone and like seek that discomfort, because in the end it just helps you grow as a person. And I've tried to like kind of incorporate that into my life by just like doing things that make me uncomfortable, you know.
Yeah, that's such a big thing.
Yeah. And because it's so exciting like to watch yourself grow and like look back from a year and be like, wow, like a year ago I would have never done this. Like to be honest, like a couple years ago I would have never like contacted you about doing this podcast, because I would have been like, well, I don't know him, like I'm nervous, you know. Basically just try something new and go with that discomfort, because analogy, you work out, you break down your muscles, and out of that they grow.
True.
So with discomfort you will grow out of that for the better.
Yeah, 100%. I love that, and I really try to live by that, like just like breaking out of that comfort zone, you know, because you can't grow in a comfort zone.
Yeah, like if you stay, another thing, if you stay even if you're on the right track, if you stay still, you're gonna get run over.
So profound, Michael.
True.
I love
Life
it.
notes.
I love these little quotes.
I like the idea of calling the area outside of your comfort zone your learning zone, because it puts it in a positive connotation.
True.
And it's interesting because yes, we don't like being comfortable feels so safe and it feels so comforting, but it's really interesting because even the smallest things of putting yourself out of your comfort zone can make such a huge difference and make you feel so much more accomplished and so much more profound, but yeah, almost like profound, because you put yourself out there and you start doing these things that you're like, I could never do that before, and you realize how simple it is to grow from your stagnancy or grow from your level of comfort and grow from the place that you feel so comfortable in, and then eventually the more and more you do stuff, the more your comfort zone grows.
Yeah,
which is, I think,
and
really
obviously all of this is easier said than done.
of course.
Yeah,
I don't even ask for straws at like restaurants. Like I get nervous.
The most important thing, the strongest thing in the world is momentum.
True.
That's something I've learned these past few months. I don't know why I haven't learned this before, but if you're listening to this right now, know that momentum brings so much force into your life, and it can, once you get that momentum going, it'll just be easier and easier and easier. And that, if you look at your life and see where your momentum has occurred, I bet you'll see success more and more. So like, how would you, is there anything you'd say for those people that are struggling to take that first step?
Yes. So I remember, this is like a specific example, but it's like 100% based on what Michael's talking about. I remember in high school, especially like when I was a freshman and sophomore, and I would like have these essays, and I'd be talking to my mom, and I'd be like, I have so much work, like I just don't want to get started, like I have this whole essay I have to write tonight. I remember she would always tell me like, just start it, you know, just like you don't need to like bang out the whole thing, but like just start, like just go onto the computer, just create the document,
create the document,
just put the heading,
even create the document. Like, once you start, at least you are way exponentially further in your path than zero. Than when you didn't start.
Like, just that's the hardest part, honestly, because it's such like a mental struggle, just like starting, getting yourself to get up and like do it. And then once you write the heading or think of a topic sentence, like you just get that momentum going, and it really does make a difference. Like my mom used to always tell me that, so it's just really applicable.
Yeah, something I tell my parents, my mom and dad, they're like, I need to work out. I've heard this from another podcast. Go to the garage or gym, whoever you are. You don't even have to work out. Just go there and stand there, even for like a minute. And I guarantee you that momentum will start to kick in, and you're there. You're like, oh, I might as well work out now. And then you'll start working out. And once you start working out, you're like, oh, I might as well eat cleaner now. And you'll start eating cleaner. And then it's just taking that first step and showing up. Because if you don't, and you stay in your comfort zone of that zero level without doing anything, you're just stuck there.
Yeah, no, I really liked what you said about just showing up. Like, and kind of what you were saying about like the workout example. I know, like, for those of you that like work out like on a routine, like, you know that like some days you just can't do it for whatever reason. You just don't feel it that day, you know. But sometimes just like going and just showing up, you know, and even that doesn't mean you need to do like 110% and like max out and push like your normal weights or your reps, you know, but like sometimes just like being there for yourself and showing yourself like, hey, like I can do this, you know, like even on the days when it's hard, like I'm still showing up. But also this does go to an extent, like obviously you should take breaks, and like life is more important than just working out.
I was going to say, I think that's really important, but I also think that part of your growth and part of your ability to take that next step is allowing yourself to not do things sometimes, which sounds like the easy way out, but I really feel like in order to see yourself grow and see yourself kind of make progress, you have to allow yourself to sometimes like not necessarily backtrack, but I think that we live in a society that puts so much pressure on having to like constantly be moving, constantly be doing things. And like now that we're in a stagnant place because of the world, it seems so much more imperative to put yourself out there and continue to do things, which I agree with, which I think is completely valid. But I also think there's some beauty and there's some comfort in the fact that sometimes it's okay to let yourself just not do it. Not all the time, obviously, or else you're not in a routine. But I feel like it's kind of interesting when you sort of take that step back and give yourself the chance to just not do it. You kind of see your growth, and it's almost like it could put you back on track in a way, because when you feel so stuck and you feel like you have to do things, if you just stop doing it, sometimes it's like I'll do that. I'll be like, I'm just not going to do it. And then I won't do it. And I'll be like, oh, well, I really need to like get back on that. And you sort of find a way to reformulate it that works better for you. And I think that's kind of interesting.
No, I do like 100% agree with what you're saying, because I do think everything is a balance. And I do think that America especially is just so big on productivity culture that it can get like really toxic to a person, because you like I think a lot of time culture tells us it's not okay to like take a break. It's not okay to have a lazy day, like grind all the time, 24/7, no breaks. Like
the toxic
grind culture, literally.
Yeah, and just productivity culture that everything you are doing needs to be like productive, you know, like no, it's okay. Like I think taking breaks is productive. You know,
I agree.
Yeah, it's part of it.
Yeah,
like what I said last episode, everything you do should be a foundation for something you do in the future. Taking that break is a foundation for what you can do in the future, because if you don't take that break, then you will break.
True. And sometimes in the breaks is when you find what you really want to do, because sometimes when you stop doing something that you just hate doing, you sort of open up the door to find opportunities or look where you maybe wouldn't have looked before and find something that you actually want to do.
Yeah, that's like why people take gap years and stuff like that, which I think is pretty cool, especially if you do that with intention, like exactly. What you're just talking about, tying back. Yeah, no, that's a perfect example. A gap year.
Do you think you guys could do a gap year? I personally couldn't.
I don't think I could,
because I think it ruined my momentum.
No, that's exactly.
And then I wouldn't want to go back.
Yeah,
I think I'm not wired to take a gap year.
Yeah.
I don't think my brain would work that way. I think that I would feel really anxious.
Is there anyone you know that's taken a gap year that has come back and finished?
I don't think I know anyone
Not
who's
personally
who's taken a gap year.
But yeah. All right, I want to go back to the TikTok thing. I want to talk about the comment section.
Oh my god.
I don't think we should. I'm sorry, influencers.
There are we got 3 blue checks in the comment section.
I know, we did.
Who were they? I don't know the names. You know them.
It was Devin Carolee, Arrington, Alan, my favorite. Oh my god, I was so excited. And then Vujay, I think. Those were the 3.
Yeah, it's cool.
It was really cool.
It was funny how so many people got mad for no reason.
Mad as fuck. Like angry. I was like, oh my god, I'm sorry.
They were all coming for Shadi. They're like, why are you so pressed? Like, why are you bitter?
I know. I was like, damn, y'all. I was like, okay, sorry. I honestly.
It was like a 3-second clip, too.
I know, and I just talk like that. I talk really. I talk so loud and enthusiastically. I understand. I did look mad as fuck. But, but the thing is, we had already started the conversation, so we had already been talking. Like, I didn't just come off the cuff with that.
It wasn't just like that.
It wasn't like we were just sitting around. I was like,
people think that
this.
people see a clip and think that's the whole story. How's a 5-second clip gonna tell the whole story? Come on, guys.
I thought it was funny. Everyone was like,
but yeah, I think it's funny the people that they're like, stop doing this, but they like initiated and sparked the traction.
I know.
Because at first it was only hate.
And then we got a lot of positive. Okay, everyone defending me. I love you. Please be my friend.
Yo, shout out to everyone that's backing us up and fighting for us.
You don't have to do that. I promise.
So sweet. But honestly, like, it did come off like you were angry. But the thing is, you were just talking with passion.
Well, I didn't even think I was that mad, though.
No,
I didn't even come off that mad. Everybody talks like that.
It's just you were talking with passion. I think that's a good thing. That you're like.
I just think that people
say what you said monotone.
If I was like, what the hell did I even say? I fucking hate when influencers post when they're gonna post
are you staying on that TikTok?
Like, do you care?
Like, shut up.
Do you care? Like, I don't even care. I didn't even care about it in the first place.
Shout out to the people that are backing us up and liking and following and joining the live. We really appreciate you.
I love you guys.
Make sure, guys, this is the beginning of our journey. If you want to be an OG Nothing Outside fan, now is the time. Now is the time to comment on our stuff, follow us, message us, talk to us.
100%.
You guys are the OG fans, the ones listening to this right now. This won't be a clip, or maybe it will be a clip, but you guys are the OG fans. So make your mark. I for lack of
put
better
your stake
verbiage
in this podcast.
Yeah, but
if you would like.
Yeah. Make your mark.
Yeah, and also
stick with us.
Like, we read all the comments, so we like recognize the users, you know, and we see like the repeat commenters, and it means a lot. It really does.
We do read all the comments. I spent 4 hours last night just reading comments, and then like a few hours today replying to comments. I replied to almost all the comments.
Same. I replied to a bunch of my personal. Also to the guy who says I look like a vegetarian. You are my favorite.
Yo, that dude.
I think that is
that dude
funny.
is OG.
He makes me laugh.
When we had like 70 followers, did he comment on that one?
I didn't see a comment.
The only username I like know by heart is it's Trism.
Oh yeah,
that's the only guy I remember.
But yeah,
it also taught me that with the haters thing, it'll only get to you if you let it get to you.
Yeah.
So like, if someone throws a ball at you, trying to play catch, and you just let it fly past you, then you don't play the game. Then it's over. Like you're not playing catch. You're not playing catch anymore. But if you catch the ball and then throw it back, then they're gonna throw it back at you again.
Exactly.
But if you just don't, that happened with that verified dude that said we're a Walmart brand podcast.
I know.
No, I didn't like it. I didn't like it or respond to it, and they got 1 like
Literally.
with his no fault. Yeah, what the fuck, dude? I think it was funny how
Walmart brand podcast.
people kept
He's the hottest
saying
member of BTS.
that like Walmart brand and comparing us to Jumpers Jump. Do you guys know who that is?
I don't know.
Yeah, I had to look them up, bro. I don't know on their conversation wise, but guys, look at this. This is beautiful. We're way better than Jumpers Jump.
Wait, what's up with Jumpers Jump?
Let me look them up.
I mean, I've watched a few of their clips and they're good. Nothing against them, but I'm just saying, how are you going to call us a Walmart brand podcast? Like literally, bro, this is beautiful.
It is.
This is beautiful. And
Wait, so do they just have a ratchet setup or like what?
it's not bad. I'm just saying, but I'm just saying to the point that people are saying our podcast is like Walmart.
Yeah.
Like our thumbnails are nice, our Instagram's pretty well done, and everything's well done. I don't know what you're talking about.
So there's nothing wrong with Walmart, and that's a classist
and
comment.
Walmart is
and that's a classist comment. So
Gucci versus Walmart. Do you guys remember when that was a
that was
trend?
like kind of funny.
That was so funny.
So stupid.
Like, Gucci versus Walmart.
No, yeah.
Those were actually hilarious. Like I kind of missed that era. It was like 2019, right?
I think so.
yeah, but with everyone getting mad,
Why are you
it just
mad?
shows you can, no matter how right you are or how much it doesn't matter, someone will always have
Something to
an
say.
opposite opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Which is fine. Like we're welcome. Obviously, we
Yeah.
want opposite opinions. If everyone
Yeah.
disagreed with us, what would be the point of the show?
Yeah.
No, and even on our podcast, like we encourage like debates and
True.
skepticism and devil's
Uh-huh.
advocate.
Yeah.
Right. I just thought that was so funny. People were really mad.
Yeah,
I was like,
it's
you
just-
guys
it
are
was
more
just
mad
funny.
than me at this
It's
point.
just-
I
it's
was
just
like,
funny.
shit.
And then the person that commented, this isn't working out, stop doing this
Oh my God,
on
on
every TikTok.
single video.
I'm pretty
The
sure he wasn't a
dedication-
hater. I'm
the
pretty sure he was
dedication-
like,
I think
he was just trolling.
low-key the dedication was kind of hot. Not gonna lie. I
Something
was like, thank you.
interesting. One of the last comments that I saw interesting was, were those people that wanted to start a podcast too.
I know.
What
that
do
was-
you? I think it's good, but what do you think of people that? I think it's interesting at the situation of someone wanting to do something to that degree, but not realizing like what goes into it.
Right.
So like, that one episode, I forgot which one. They want to be in the influencer space, but they don't know what goes into it. So on a lower level, this podcast,
Right.
like, guys, I don't think you know how much work this is. I thought it's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. Thank
Like,
you, Michael.
we spend like
Yeah, really.
we spend about 3 hours out of our day just to record. I'm working on this like every day, like 24/7. Not
Honestly.
gonna
I gotta
lie.
give it to you, Michael. You really do the most.
He puts
So-
in the work
He
for
does.
real.
So first, you gotta all the people that want to start a podcast, you gotta get your equipment. It doesn't have to be fancy and just bougie like that. Spend your whole life savings on it. So
Sell
you gotta
everything you own
sell
in order
everything
to
you own.
afford
Yeah,
one
I'm
microphone.
not even wearing underwear right now. No, just kidding.
Michael's back 3 months on rent. If you guys could please help him.
But yeah, so you gotta get the equipment. Then you post on you gotta edit the podcast. So say you record for an hour, you're gonna edit that for like 3 hours. And then say that's twice a week. So that's 6 hours editing a week. And then you gotta edit your final product into clips for TikTok, Instagram. You gotta come up with descriptions. You gotta make thumbnails. You gotta think of titles. You gotta organize that the show goes well in the first place. You gotta think of topics to come up with. Bro, it's a lot. but it's fun. I'm having fun with
I mean,
it.
that's if they want to be bougie like us. I mean,
Like, that's if you want to do it right. And I'm doing it right. We're doing it right.
yeah, if you want to be able to afford these microphones, you're going to need to sell a kidney on the black market.
I would also say though, while that's valid, 100% valid.
Yeah, but do it.
Do it.
You gotta
Also,
do it.
I think that it's, for me, I really liked reading those comments because it made us seem a lot more accessible almost. And I feel like in a way where I felt like people were like, oh my God, like someone commented, oh my God, this is what our conversations sound like we should do a podcast. And I thought that was so cute. I like the idea of people relating, and I think that it almost creates like a sense of community and just like the
100%.
idea of people like seeing our stuff and relating to us and wanting to do what we do, or like or they're like, oh my God, they sound just like us. And I think that's a really cool thing about sort of the social media culture. Like one of the actual good things about it is seeing yourself and like the people you hang out with and the way that you present yourself being reflected in like, oh my God, these people they talk just like me, they make jokes just like me. And I thought that was really cute. It warmed my heart.
And like, I'm kind of going off of that. Like, I think, especially Emma Chamberlain, that's how she 100% gained traction. Is just the relatability. Like, that sounds so cliche.
But it's
like,
so true.
Yeah, but it's
though.
relatability. That's like,
yeah.
if you remember the long thing I sent you guys before we confirmed that you guys were going to do the show, the three one of the main objectives was to show that conversation is important, and that stems into relatability. And I told you have to be able to be vulnerable and real, because we are the realest podcast in the world
ever
literally. It's factual. It's actually factual if you look in the first 10 seconds of the first episode.
Confirmed.
But yeah, so relatability is a big thing. I don't know where I was going with that. I'm pretty far.
Yeah, it's looking my favorite thing about social media.
Yeah, no, just like being able to see like someone and feeling as if they're your friend, like through the screen.
Exactly.
Oh yeah. I know what I was saying now.
Welcome back to the conversation, Michael.
So we hope that you guys I'm pretty sure I said this on the very first few seconds. We hope that you take what you hear and learn from it, from our mistakes, our stories, relate with it, laugh at it, feel something. That was one of the objectives.
Yeah.
Make the audience feel something, whether it's happy, sad,
mad as fuck.
We want you to feel something. And if you're feeling something,
We're doing it right.
We're doing it
a good
right.
job.
And so far, I feel like we've done a good job. And it's only going to get better. Like, guys, imagine if we knew each other.
True.
And this
Like
is only
beforehand?
episode 7. Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine.
I honestly think part of us not knowing each other really goes to it being real. Because, like, you can see the growth.
That's why we're the realest in the world.
Yeah, no, you can see, like, the growth between our relationships, I think, from the first episode to this one. And, like, I also think if we knew each other beforehand, it would be really easy to go on a lot of, like, inside jokes and, like, previous
people would get bored
Yeah,
as fuck, and people would not care.
that's actually very true.
And people would just not care.
Yeah,
They'd be like, this is so
They'd be
boring.
like,
Y'all should just group FaceTime instead.
I know, right? That's actually a good point. And another point. Fuck, I forgot. Wait.
Come on, Michael. You can do it.
Fuck, I forgot.
We're like cloudy today.
Oh my gosh. Wait. Oh. Back to everything, us being compared to other people. There might be another podcast, but who started a podcast with random strangers? Like, who's doing that? And not even staying on surface level conversation, going into the deep, vulnerable, like, conversation. And we haven't even gotten that deep yet. Like, who's doing that?
And something
that's what makes us different.
Exactly. And that's true. And something I'll add to that also is it's sort of like the whole comparing to other people. Like, the format of a podcast is the same.
Yeah,
so
they're like
so
this is like jump and jump. Because
they sit around and talk to each other.
That's a podcast, if you didn't know.
And that's something that I was saying, like, that's what we were talking about last episode, is like, with the internet, it's kind of hard to have a fully original type of, like, format. I mean, like, how would we have a podcast without the podcast format?
You gotta be a buccaneer.
True.
You gotta take what's there and make it different in your own way. And we have done that.
I think so.
We've done that. But there's going to be similarities, of course. Like, I watch, the only content I've been watching right now is Impulsive, and I'm pretty sure if you guys are Impulsive fans, you're gonna see a lot of like similarities because I learned stuff from that, and that's all I watch. That's literally all I watch. Ooh, that's a
Ooh.
good leading question. Alley. So people, so you know the saying, you are who you're surrounded by, or you are who your friends are, something
yeah,
like that.
yeah.
What if? So say the saying is you are who you're surrounded by.
Mm-hmm.
In a time like this, what if you're not surrounded by anyone? Who are you?
Well, I think that's such. Oh God, sorry, I'm really excited about this. I think that's such a good point. I feel like that's something that people have been struggling with. Is you when you're not around anyone because you're isolated, because you have to be alone for whatever reason, pandemic, all that stuff. You sort of start to like almost go crazy, but in a way I've seen on TikTok especially a lot of people start regressing to things that they used to like when they were younger. When because I feel like as we get older, that's when you start seeing people more frequently, and you create a solid friend group, and you have a bunch of people that you're around, or you're in college, so you're having all these new experiences. But like in middle school and stuff like that, like obviously we had friends, but I feel like middle school for a lot of people is when they were really into like stan culture, or they had something that they were really into, like they like anime or like video games or like certain music groups. And so I thought that was really interesting that a lot of times people were like, oh my God, this quarantine has made me like listen to like Five Sauce again or something like that, or like, oh my God, I'm back in like my Big Time Rush phase or something like that. And I thought that was really cool. It's like you start, when you're not surrounded by people, it's almost like you start to like, this sounds like really dramatic, but you start to like want to emulate like older versions of yourself. Because
So you think
yeah.
So you think if you're not surrounded by anyone, you go back to your old versions of yourself?
Or like something that is familiar to you, but like you can sort of uncover again.
Mhm.
No,
Yeah,
that's so interesting, and I definitely like agree with what you're saying, and I think a lot like, especially during this pandemic, I hate like saying that so much,
Fuck this
but
pandemic. Fuck you, COVID.
but people like when you start to feel lonely, you turn to other things, and that's why
Mhm.
like social media especially has picked up, and like people turn to influencers, and it just helps you feel less lonely because especially if they're a good influencer, you feel like you're talking to a friend. You know what I mean?
True.
And you don't feel so alone. And kind of like what you were saying before, like how people might regress into previous states. Like, I think that's really interesting because you see a lot of people who like maybe just graduated and they're in their 20s and they are like, they are living back at home, like with their parents in their childhood bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like a big struggle for them because at that point, like I totally understand how you could feel like, who am I now? Like, what is my identity? You know?
Right.
I think kind of what you said, I have it written down. It's my question was, if people are who they're surrounded by, who is someone that is alone? Is it by the content they consume?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think so? Is it?
Well, I don't think it's the content they consume inherently, but I think because there's no social interaction, or there's like minimal social interactions with your like family, which is still interaction, obviously. Like I love hanging out with my family, but that's a completely different vibe than new people. I think that you end up turning to the content because it feels like you have something new. It feels like you're being stimulated by something, and it's almost like you can engage with that, and it feels like it's a form of escapism. Not to say that it's always unhealthy. I don't think it's unhealthy. I'm a K-pop stan, so so you want to talk about escapism? But I think it's really interesting because it's like it feels like not somebody to talk to, but it feels like something to put yourself in and something to consume yourself with, because you don't have that type of stimulation from just like, oh, this random girl I met in my class, or somebody that smiled at me walking on the quad, because you're not going anywhere and you're not doing anything. So you feel more inclined to talk to people on the internet, or comment on random TikToks, or go back to your stan culture and write fan fiction on Tumblr or something like that. But
I think it's definitely a form of like instant gratification though. It's definitely not sustainable. And I mean, I think we've all like been in that situation where you kind of just have a lazy day or just feel like really down or crappy. So you just go on your phone and you're on it all day, and it's like, it's not sustainable. Like, yes, it gives you something to do and keeps your brain stimulated for like a few hours, but like in the end, it just ends up leaving, at least me, feeling like kind of empty.
I totally agree with the feeling empty, because I think that it's really fun to consume content and getting into it, especially when it's like a whole culture and you have all these different facets and new things that you can learn, because a stan culture for most things is really involved if you really want to get into it. Not that you have to, but if you want to and you have the time to, you might as well. But I think it's so true with like, you get into all these things, like you listen to all the artists' music, you watch all of like their videos and all this stuff, and then afterwards you're just sitting there like what else can I do? It feels unfulfilling, because, and I think that goes back into the instant gratification, because you're getting that sort of like serotonin boost, you're getting this sort of, oh my god, I love this is so much fun, I love having something to put all my energy into, and then you sit back about it and you're like, I can't get what I want out of this because I'm in my room and not at their concert or not their friend or whatever. If you're like weird like that, not weird. That's not weird.
I've been waiting for this topic to pop up.
Oh God, you gonna come for me?
Instant gratification. Final topic. Instant gratification. Our generation is so dependent on instant gratification. You have social media. You get likes right away. You post, you expect it to refresh right away. Why aren't people liking my post? You what else is instant gratification? Like basically all these like influencers, their whole job is off of instant gratification. There's nothing that I'm not gonna say nothing, but most of the things they do, you do it and you get rewarded right away.
Dude, clout is a disease. Low key. Clout is a disease.
Are you diseased?
Am I disease riddled? I am. No,
guys,
you're
we're
so
all
right.
ill right
You're
now.
so right.
It's so bad that it's only going to get worse as technology continues to exponentially grow, and that these kids aren't learning like hard work anymore. Like I'm not going to speak for every kid, but it's getting like less and less.
Right.
And what does that mean for the future of like normal jobs? Like things, I'm kidding. Normal jobs that don't have that instant gratification. Like you need to, I can't say light. You need to be able to work for years and wait. And people think that they're going to put in a few days or a few months even of work and reap the benefits. But if you look at anyone that's ever succeeded and stayed successful, their overnight blow up didn't happen because of one night. It's happened over years of hard work, and then it made that overnight blow up.
Right. See, I think that's a really valid point. And I think going back to the hard work thing, the culture that has cultivated and what we see within the new age of social media, the new age of influencers, is that it seems like even if you put in the work, if you don't get lucky, if the algorithm doesn't line up, if people don't want to engage with your post or it doesn't show up for them, it feels like you're not going to make it anyways. So I feel like what happens to that hard work type of work ethic is essentially people are like, well, fuck it doesn't matter, because I could put 40 hours of work into a video and no one's going to give a shit about it, and then I post like some stupid TikTok or something and that's going to blow up. It's sort of like this idea of like, it doesn't matter if I work hard.
But countering that, if that's your only, not you, but if that's your only goal is to blow up, then you're probably doing it for the wrong reason.
Right.
Because you should be doing what you're doing because you love it. So that means if we're doing this podcast, if I was only doing this podcast because I wanted to get clout off of it and I didn't get clout, then this is a complete waste of time and money. But because I'm having fun with it and I love it, then even if we don't get clout off of it, then it's not a waste of time.
That's true. I think it just comes down to doing a lot of things like for yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like chasing your own passions, your own goals, like no matter what like the consequences are, whether it be you blow up or whether it be you completely tank, like either way you're doing it because it's important to you and like you're getting something out of it, some kind of like fulfillment. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That goes back into the attentions though. see what I
Be
was saying, like your intentions with it. And like that's kind of what I was saying with like the clout culture, is that it seems like people's intentions are totally skewed.
They're so off.
Are totally off.
A lot of people in the space, they're so off.
Right. Which is, I'm obviously not judging people. Like I think that especially with social media and the culture that it's created, like I'm, do what you want to do. If you're trying to blow up, like do it. Fuck it. Who cares? Don't let people tell you what to do.
Yeah, but in the end it shows.
Right.
It
and
really
I think
shows.
that's something interesting, is that we've seen is this sort of clout hungry, I just want likes, I just want comments, and that goes back to the instant gratification, because when you start getting those likes, even if you know in your heart that you're doing it for your own personal intentions, for your own like what you think to be good reasons, so there's something about the way that like everything has come about that's like when you see those likes and comments, you're like, oh fuck, like it, like you get excited, and that's not a bad thing, and that's totally not a bad thing. Well, I was lit as a bitch.
We're still
I
at
was
it.
like, fuck.
Keep it coming.
Keep
Keep it coming.
I was like, do it, yeah. I was like, no, but seriously.
Yeah, but that's because we don't have, our intention wasn't that.
No,
I mean,
of
at
course
least
not.
my
It was-
intention wasn't
no,
just that.
no,
Maybe
no.
a little bit, but
it's,
I did this to have fun.
No, absolutely. And like that's just what I'm saying, is like even with the fact that like those weren't even our intentions, and because of the culture that we're in, because of the culture that's been created, especially with TikTok, it's like we were still like, oh my god, like it was shocking. It's interesting, and it's like fun, and it's like even and that's why I don't think it's inherently a bad thing. I just think that the like conversation and the culture around it and the things that people will do for clout is what makes it bad. And that goes back to them just not giving a fuck and wanting to just do things just to blow up, and it's
And, like,
so
not being intentional,
like
just-
disgenuine.
Yeah.
For
It's just
those, so basically, I think a good lesson to take from here is, look at, this is just me, I like to look at everything that comes with it as extra. So if you're doing it what you love and you get money off of it or whatever, that's extra and that's good. But if you don't get it, if you think that's comes by default, then you're just going to be disappointed.
Absolutely.
But yeah,
You reap what you sow, honestly.
I've never heard that.
Oh, it's like you
Really?
You've never
I've
heard
never
that?
heard that.
No, that's like
way.
a really like that's
Yeah.
like a like I've heard that since I was like a kid.
Yeah.
What does
you
that
reap what
mean?
you
It's
sow.
so like it's like a farming
Like,
reference.
So, like when you sow seeds, it's when you plant the seeds. So it's saying like when you plant the seeds and put like the work in, like you'll get results.
Yeah, and you'll
Mhm.
and reaping is like getting your crops
Harvesting.
or whatever, harvesting, right?
Mhm.
So it's like if
it's a
you're-
seed.
Exactly. If you're putting in the work, if you're growing the seed, if you're like nourishing it, you're gonna see what you've put into it.
It's a marathon, not a sprint.
True. It is a marathon. What is it? Slow and steady wins the race.
Yep.
Yeah.
The tortoise and the hare.
Like if you get it, and even if you
Yeah.
do get it easy, you're not going to enjoy it as much.
True.
Like if that fame or whatever your success is that you want in life, if that comes easy, that sucks. I do not want my dream life to come easy.
Yeah.
Because then you're just there and you're just,
And you can't
I
sustain
mean,
it.
I mean, going off of like these like
Yeah.
inspirational, like cliche little quotes,
They're
it's
kinda
about
cute.
the journey, not the destination.
Exactly. I agree. I actually really agree with that one. I know it's lame as fuck, but I love that one.
No, it's true. They're all true.
Well, that's the whole
You
thing
know?
with instant gratification. Is like it's lit, but then it goes like that.
Fizzles out and
It
leaves you feeling
fizzles out.
empty.
It's kind of like when if you use Amazon Prime. I'm sorry that I use Amazon Prime. But if you use Amazon Prime and you're like waiting for your package, you get it, and then you're like, fuck, well now I want to order something else.
yeah.
Because it's like almost
Yeah.
fun to wait.
Oh, I love it.
yeah. Yeah, that'll about wrap it up. Make sure you guys rate us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts. Leave a review. Follow us on Spotify. Follow us on TikTok because we're blowing up. We're going to the moon. We're going to the moon.
Go be mean to me on TikTok.
We're going to
Go
the moon.
bully us in the comments.
bully us in the comments.
Literally,
Shout out to
I
all
deserve
you.
it.
Shout out to all you OGs
We love
that
you
are
guys. We
joining
really
us
do.
in our journey of meeting each other and learning about each other. Next episode will be all about Shoddy. So we're gonna go deep into her life, her past, her future, her aspirations, her everything. We're going deep into it, and then we'll have a Grace episode in the future and me episode in the future. So if you're seeing this before that episode comes out, which is this Friday, comment some things you want to know about Shoddy. But yeah.
Why is she so fucking mad?
But yeah, keep showing love. We love you guys. Follow us on Instagram at Nothing Outside, TikTok Nothing Outside, and we'll see you on Friday for Shoddy's episode. Peace.
All right, peace.